Today we will be talking about how to make online classes effective. So the purpose of this lectures is might be helpful for those who is taking online classes. So in this one, in the first part, we will discuss the challenges. In the second part, we will focus on the solution, continuing with the how this pandemic might reshape our education system in future. So first of all, let's have a look on how pandemic has changed the system of education from traditional classroom setting to online teaching. So before pandemic, what we have, as you can see here, we have a teacher, we have a students, and that was a classroom. So we were in the university, as you can see here. But and that is called what we called it face-to-face teaching. But after the pandemic, what happened? If you look for that, so instead of the university, now the students are at your homes, the teachers this might be at home or it is the office. And now instead of the classroom, the teacher what is using a computer and giving a online lecture. So this is what we called it by using a internet. So that what we called it as a online teaching. So in that one, that the benefit is that one. For that, you don't need direct physical interaction with the teacher. So wherever you are, if you have access for the internet, you can access the classes. So that is what we have. So in that one, first we'll discuss what are the challenges in this online classes. When the higher authorities recommended the online classes, several challenges arises such as online classes tools. So which tools should be used for online classes? Then another one was the internet availability. So whether the internet availability will make it happen. And then another important issue was student-teacher interactions or engagement. So it means how to track or check the students during online class, whether they are attending the class or just online. And the next issue was class attendance. So how to ensure regular attendance of the class. And the last what we are going to talk here, that is adaptability. How to make this system adaptable. So by considering that, so moving toward the solutions, so here in that one, if you look for the first, that is the online classes tools. If you do for the online classes tools, there are more than 20 tools that can be used for online teaching, such as Zoom, WhatsApp, and Google Classroom, Microsoft Team, and Skype. But as far I have been able to teach online using a Zoom, and the experience has been interesting, but yet quite challenging. So these are the tools which could be used for online classes. It depends upon you. And the next issue might be arises, that was internet availability. So we have a certain sources, we can use internet via PTCL, Zoom, Telenor, and Jazz. So, but along with that, what we have seen, a student protesting against online classes also on the social apps. So this statement itself as an answer to whether internet availability is a real issue or not. So in that one, as you can see here, the students are protesting. So in order to address whether this protest is only in Pakistan or maybe across the globe, so look for that. Is there any protest around the globe for online education? So when we look for that, the answer was no. So then we look for that whether we have a problem in Pakistan or this is just an issue. So look for that. Then what we did, I start making record of my own classes, as you can see here. Then I also did the survey with my other teachers. But I want to emphasize here that was from the universities which are located in Punjab. I chosen the various universities along the Punjab, and I found the figures for the internet issues. And then as a whole, what we can say that 10% students are facing internet issues. Thus, 90% students are accessibility to the internet and are benefiting well from education throughout the Punjab province. However, the 10% students from the remote area of Punjab are suffering from the lack of internet access. So this gap how could be filled? If we look for that, even that gap, if we combine the services like internet services companies, PTCL, Zong, and so on, and if our HEC and government let's hand join together, so could be possible, and if they could join the hand, they will reduce this gap, and maybe we can achieve even better rate in the case of internet availability. The next important issue was student interaction. As you can see here, that is a problematic. The teacher is speaking here, but we don't know the other side of the picture, whether the student is sleeping, student are dancing or singing a song, or maybe the student is thinking something else. So that was one of the important issue. So how we can tackle with this one, and how to engage the students effectively in online classes, and what is still common. But in that one, if you look for here, so we have to consider in the online classes and in our in our old traditional classroom setting. So what we can use a common, that is a two P's. It means the pen and paper. So how we can use that one in that scenario? So before starting your lecture, what we are recommended, what you can do, you can direct the student to write down main points and check it randomly. As you can see the example here, I just ask my students, and they can send out the this kind of writing within 1 minute after my lecture. I just select the student randomly, not all the students every day, but we select 2 or 3 or maybe 5 students, and we can check them whether they are really writing our notes, our main points every day or not. So we can do that, as you can see here. Next is a very important point which we have to, being a teacher, we have to build honesty and confidence among the students. If someone is not writing or having an issue, they must tell us. Another way is to make the class students interactive. Ask the questions to random the students after the class. So another important issue was this class attendance. So before going to the next issue, if you look for the student interactions and class attendance, the both class engagement and proper attendance are dependent upon teaching methodology. So on which the one which facilitates the other. So let's pause here and think about for a while. So what should be our teaching methodology? So in that one, what I could consider in that one, what should be the teaching methodology? So in that sense, I believe both classes, what I believe, I don't have any my own teaching methodology, but I believe that we should teach as the Quran teach us. How does the Quran teach us? Yes, in the form of inspiring and lesson-filled stories. So it means if we want to engage the students and if we want to increase our attendance for our classes, we tell the students like in the form of stories. We deliver after lecture like in form of stories, instead of maybe our traditional approaches which we are using when we were face to face. So if you look, we're taking with this problem, we will put a few examples here, how we can raise our class attendance. So first what we have to do, we have to improve our quality of lectures. How we can improve, like just liking, as you can see here, I put here the definition of methodology. Maybe we can change into this phenomenon. So maybe we can interact the students and our class attendance will be increased. Another possible option is to arouse the curiosity among the students, to raise the questions, and then maybe interesting to learn those questions. Another way is make your lecture interesting. And then lastly, we also can use W's, like use them more often, when, what, and why. So these are all the possible points which may increase your class attendance. So this is another option. And other, how you can make the attendance of record of your class. I just put the one example from my own experience, may be helpful for some of you. If you look for here, this is my class attendance and even after surveys. It means the class attendance in online is not so bad. But how we can keep the record here, as you can see here in that phenomena, what we can do. The interesting thing is, if you look for here, what I am doing, we are just making a few seconds video here, and that is also very helpful in that one. If you look for here, we are recording just a few second video, and in this video, we have the student name, student number, and even only the relevant students could be added here. And even you can see the whole number of participants. So it means this few seconds video, what is providing us is students should make their Zoom profile by adding the full name and roll number as their names. Host should apply the restrictions of his or her permission for joining of participants. This will surely not let any unrelated participant to attend the class. and making the mess up in the class. So this is also one of the important aspects in that scenario. Another lastly important is adaptability. We should, how we can adopt this one to reach, actually for that one, we have three pillars of in our education system in both settings, whether we talk about online as well as our face-to-face teaching, our traditional teaching. So teachers, students and parents. But maybe in the current scenario, parents' role even become more in the current scenario because the students is along with their parents now. So in that scenario, what we can do, student, teacher and parents are the fundamental pillar of for the success of online education. Each pillar has to play its role effectively in order to meet the challenges in an effective manner. Shifting the online education to emerging pandemic is an effective emergency solution. So we have no other option. So we have to, first we have to consider that this is the only option. We have to go for the online classes. And then, and we can't deny, face-to-face learning has no replacement. This is a challenging time and the need of the hour is flexibility for successfully getting through this health crisis, keeping in mind that online teaching could never ever replace class teaching. And our sole aim is to improve the policy outcomes by engaging both students and teachers. So if you look, what could be the teacher future? And if you look for that teaching future, so systems have truly disturbed the things will never be the same after this pandemic. So far the education, it's time to rethink, reset, reposition the teaching strategy. So what might be the future teaching strategy? So that if you can see here, that was our traditional settings, that was face to face. But now what we are moving to the online teaching. So what could be the future? That might be the blended of both one, face to face and online teaching. Both have certain kind of advantages, but if we do both blending, so blending has both have a certain advantages as well as some disadvantages. So although, but however, it has advantages and disadvantages, but however, rethinking education and teaching strategies according to the need of time will ultimately help us to succeed in building an effective educational system. So I hope this may be helpful for those who are taking the online classes. So our next lecture, we are going to talk about how to plan your career in age of uncertainty. That's going to be interesting for the people who are looking for the jobs and so on.